Viajeros, frente al lugar donde estábamos comiendo y que también es bueno el estadio de béisbol, está esta destilería de aquí atrás, el Envy Distillery. Es una destilería literalmente nueva porque no tiene pues todos los años que tiene, por ejemplo, Old Forester donde andamos ayer, o Evan Williams, o todos ellos que tienen más de 100 años, 150 años destilando. Ellos son literalmente nuevos, pero lo interesante de ellos es que el Bourbon que hacen lo terminan en barricas de Oporto, vino de Oporto de Portugal. Entonces es algo pues diferente y único que los ha llevado a vender lo que venden, porque es un Bourbon muy bueno. A mí me gusta mucho angelsenvy. Entonces vamos a tomar un tour con ellos aquí. Por cierto, si aún no han visto el video de todo sobre el Bourbon, aquí está arriba para que aprendan todo sobre el Bourbon whisky. Y el Bourbon que destilé en casa, pues es la receta de estos cuates que están aquí.
To be a bourbon whiskey, you got to follow the bourbon law, because they made the recognition at that point that bourbon was the only Native American spirit. So they passed 7 laws. First one can only be made where? United States. 95% of the bourbon in the world is made in Kentucky, and 1/3 of that right here in Louisville. Second law, it must be aged in a brand new charred oak barrel, like the one right there. For those of you sure you know, charring is direct flame on the wood. Third, the mash bill, or the grain recipe that you start with. To be a bourbon, must be at least 51% corn. Right? We use a little more than that. We use 72% corn, 18% rye, and 10% malted barley. And then there are 3 proof laws, and that controls the alcohol levels during the process, right? Because it can't come off of the still over 160 proof. Ours comes off at 138 proof, crystal clear, pure ethanol. We call this new make. You may know this as moonshine, white dog, white lightning, or my favorite, hillbilly love juice. This is what goes into that barrel. But by law, you can't put it into that barrel over 125 proof. Ours goes in at 124.8. And lastly, we should thank Congress for this one, because they said you can't put it in the bottle under 80 proof. We don't stop there. We take one more step, and that is called finishing, where you take the bourbon out of that barrel and put it in another kind of barrel to finish. So in 2011, they put out their very first bottle of Angelsenvy Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, finished in a port wine barrel. The bourbon that you're about to taste was aged in that charred oak barrel for 4 to 6 years. That's a little young for a lot of bourbons, but they felt it was the perfect point for it to take on some of the aroma and flavor of this port wine barrel, where we age it in that barrel, finish it in that barrel for just about 6 months. Yeah.
Question, do you have some kind of single barrel, like, you know, the other brands in the bourbon world, like they have called it like barrel by barrel, and they put in the barrel for you, and they is unique, raw in the warehouse, blah blah blah, different aromas, different flavors?
I mean, not officially, of course not. The bourbon is on your left. First thing we're going to do is pick it up and look at it in the light. First thing the judges are looking for is clarity. You don't want any cloudiness or any junk in it, right? You want a crystal clear bourbon. This is kind of light, isn't it, compared to a lot of bourbons. This is what, kind of a golden amber. Make sure whenever you smell any spirit, you open your mouth slightly. You know, otherwise you just get alcohol in your nose and you don't smell anything. What is the first aroma? Anyone guess? Raisins? Yeah. Some people get cherries.
Apple.
Getting any aroma?
Apple.
Apples, yeah. So cheers, guys.
Cheers. Salud.
Here we go. You see that ice cube in that cup? Put that ice cube in the bourbon. The one on the left, the milk chocolate, is an orange Chimere. Leave it in the mouth and put some of this bourbon in there with it and see what you get. Can you taste how the bourbon shifts again? It's 95% rye and 5% malted barley. We age it in the oak barrel 8 to 10 years. And then we finish it in this little barrel here. This barrel for 20 years aged Caribbean rum.
What?
But for 20 years before that, it aged cognac in France. We finish our rye whiskey in this 12 to 18 months. That's on your right. Pick that up and smell it.
Doesn't it smell like rye whiskey?
What do you think?
It smells really
Caramel.
good.
Caramel, maple syrup, pancake. Okay, and
Honey.
then give it a taste. Those white chocolate angel wings were made by Art Eagles to pair with this rye whiskey. To me, that's like pina colada. David's berries.
Okay.
Viajeros, pues tenemos ya un sello más en nuestro Bourbon Trail, Kentucky Bourbon Trail. Ayer que estuvimos dando recorrido en el bote, en el río, nos dimos cuenta que la ciudad se ve muy bien desde lejos. Entonces vamos a cruzar el río, vamos a ir a Indiana, a Jefferson, Indiana, y desde ahí vamos a observar la ciudad ahorita en el atardecer. Aparte porque hace mucho calor para estar caminando. Por cierto, saludos a los amigos de Puerto Rico que nos encontramos ahorita en el tour. Álvaro, Jesús, Luis, Francisco. Esperamos visitarlos en Puerto Rico pronto. Y vengan a visitarnos también a Kentucky para las carreras de caballos. Lexington.
Viajeros, como siempre, muchas gracias por ver este video. Si no se han suscrito, suscríbanse al canal, den un like si les ha gustado y compartan con los viajeros a quienes pueda servir esta información.